Hey, Winter.
What, Sharon?
Why couldn't the sesame seed stop gambling?
Why not?
Because he was on a roll.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hungry Squared, bringing you the best food talk anywhere.
Welcome to Hungry Squared podcast, where the brain and belly meet. I'm Sharon from the Wasatch Cooking Guide.
And I'm Winter from theredparty.com.
This week, Jinx, we're talking about something super exciting.
Wait, what are we talking about today? Oh, dieting. That's not exciting.
No, we're talking about fad diets.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's kind of fun. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
What'd you eat this week?
Okay, you're going to love this. I had a Jell-O watermelon.
Oh, what?
A Jell-O watermelon.
How did you have a Jell-O watermelon? Did you make a Jell-O watermelon?
I didn't. I'm not that cool. I'm not.
Oh, all right.
I'm not that fancy and crafty. But my sister-in-law and her husband are extremely clever, and they have this thing for Jell-O. Okay, well, they probably don't have a thing for Jell-O, but they started out bringing something to a family dinner, and it was Jell-O in the shape of the United States.
How did they get in the shape of the United States?
They found it at a local consignment shop, a little mold.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
That's awesome.
So kind of ever since then, they've just been known as the Jell-O people. And so every single family kind of main gathering that we have, they have to bring a Jell-O dish.
Oh my God.
One time, let me tell you.
You guys are Utahns.
I know.
That's awesome.
Seriously. I mean, they're doing some pretty amazing things. They did one where they did, I think, blue Jell-O. So it looks like water. They basically made a beach scene out of Jell-O and they carved out a potato that looked like a shark.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing. And they had these little, those peach rings. Yeah, peach rings, those jelly peach rings.
Oh yeah, the candy.
They put them on top and then put little gummy bears floating in the peach rings. I mean, really, it was amazing.
That's adorable.
However, this week when we met for dinner, we were asking them, kind of just egging them on, like, what are you going to bring this time? You can't top the potato shark. You just can't. And so they brought a Jell-O watermelon. And what they did was, I guess, maybe it's on Pinterest. I don't even know. So they cut it in half.
Okay.
I would say that would be hot dog style.
Yeah, like lengthwise.
Yeah. They took out a good chunk of the meat, like just spooned out a good chunk of that watermelon meat, left about, I'd say, an inch of the watermelon still left on the rind.
Okay.
And then you pour in your Jell-O and stick it in the fridge.
Wow.
And of course, they did a really pretty cherry Jell-O, so it's red.
Oh, so it was cherry and watermelon.
Yeah, I think. Or maybe it was watermelon. Did I notice that? Apparently I didn't, but it was red Jell-O.
Okay.
And then, so they brought
Sweet red Jell-O.
Yeah, it was lovely. So they brought this watermelon that was not cut yet. And they, of course, showed it to everybody. And we oohed and awed. And we're like, I think you topped yourself. You topped the potato shark. And then they cut into it. And they made it into like watermelon slices. And so it was like I was holding a watermelon rind. Like I would eat a regular watermelon. Except for on the top, there was Jell-O.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It kind of blew my mind.
Awesome.
I'll post a picture of that on our show notes because it was pretty darn cool.
Do you also have a picture of that beach scene? Because I want to see the potato shark.
Oh yeah, I totally do.
Yes, let's do that.
They are. I think next time we might have to have them on to talk about their Jell-O creations because it's really quite amazing, like all the planning that goes into it.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I know, right? It was delicious too.
Food as art.
Yeah. And I felt like I got some fruit in there because there was some watermelons.
An inch of watermelon.
Yeah, exactly.
With your dessert.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
It was good. How about you? What did you eat this week?
Mine wasn't nearly as exciting or cool as yours was.
Oh.
So I need to go grocery shopping and I don't know, I think everybody has like their list of go-to foods, and mine is an omelet. And so I made my go-to food is a 2-egg omelet with avocado, and I love it. And that's what I've had a couple of times this week.
Sliced up avocados just on top?
Yeah, but I heat them through so they kind of get this melty consistency, and then I fold it into the omelet. So instead of cheese, it's just kind of an extra little thing.
I've never had it in an omelet before. I've always had it on top of an omelet.
So I slice it up and then I heat them through, and so they're kind of sitting on a separate pan in the stove. It's an extra pan. I get it, but it's really good.
And you know what? If you're in a pinch and you don't have groceries,
that's what you do.
An omelet is a lovely thing.
That's what you do. Yeah. So
delicious.
Eat an omelet if you've got to go grocery shopping.
And now for the main course.
Okay, so let's get down to our topic at hand.
That is about
fad diets.
Dun dun dun. Da, da, da. So, Sharon, I have a quiz for you.
What?
Yes.
Oh, pop quiz?
Oh, yeah, pop quiz.
All right.
Pop quiz podcast. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. So, because in my research about fad diets, okay, just a little disclaimer here, people. I've been on a lot of diets in my life. I mean, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've kind of always been the one that's a little chubbier in the family. And so you just kind of get a little self-conscious. And then you just also think about like how you can lose weight. So I've been on some weird diets, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a dieter. I hate diets.
Yeah, I've decided that I'm not a dieter either.
Okay.
So, but in my experience of doing things to try and lose weight, I stumbled upon this lovely quiz that I'm about to give to you.
Okay.
And thankfully, I have not been on any of these ones.
Oh, all right. Disclaimer.
Are you ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Okay. I'm going to give you a description of the diet, and I want you to tell me the name of the diet. Some of them are very obvious, and some of them are like, come again? What?
Okay.
Why would you do that? Okay, so question number 1. So this diet, basically you fast according to the lunar calendar. So what happens is that it involves the day of fasting, allowing only water and juice. You can have juice too.
Okay.
During a full or new moon.
Oh my goodness.
And you can lose up to 6 pounds in water weight in a single day.
Excellent. Who doesn't want to do that?
Right? So, you can also, there's apparently an extended version where there's like day-long fasts, and then and it continues on. So you have like specific eating patterns during each phase of the moon.
Okay.
So yeah. What do you think that one's called?
The moon diet?
You're very close. Well, it is called the lunar diet, but I like the other name it's well known for. It's called the werewolf diet.
Oh my gosh.
Right? You're going to lose weight. And
but don't werewolves go out and like eat people or something?
That's what I thought, but
I think you're going to gain weight on the werewolf diet. Just saying. If that's when you're going to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not eat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there's that one. I really really liked that one. I know you can call it the lunar diet, or heck, the moon diet sounds just fine too, but I really especially like the werewolf diet. Just saying. Okay, so here's the next question. There is a diet based on the notion that the foods you eat will react chemically to your blood type.
Oh.
I think you probably have heard about this one because they talk about it sometimes on the...
This is the blood type diet.
Yes, it is. Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
So, and for example, on the diet, if you happen to be type O, those people should be eating lean meats, veggies, and fruits. and to avoid wheat and dairy.
What about type A?
Type A, which I am a type A, and are you
Me
a type
too.
A?
I'm A positive.
Those folks should go vegetarian.
What?
I know, that's what I thought too. I was like,
I mean, I've been a vegetarian before.
and it did.
That's worked. Sometimes, I'm going to say I like the meat. I can't stay away from the meat.
Yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah. And then apparently type B, you're supposed to avoid chicken, corn, wheat, tomatoes, peanuts, and sesame seeds.
Well, that seems picky.
Sesame seeds, right?
Yeah. They're on a roll. Man.
Okay.
Right.
Next diet. You're going to love this one. This one promises that if you eat cookies, you will be able to drop pounds.
Oh, I want this diet.
Right?
So what kind of cookies?
You
Chocolate chip?
negatory.
Peanut butter?
Negatory.
Oatmeal?
Well, I don't quite know. They're high fiber weight loss cookies.
Well, those doesn't sound like a cookie, does it?
Nope.
That's not a cookie.
That is not a cookie. So apparently, do you know what the name of the study?
The not a cookie diet?
No, it's called the cookie
The
diet.
fake cookie diet?
No, it's just called the cookie
The
diet.
disappointing cookie diet?
No. It's called the Hollywood cookie diet, actually.
Oh, of course it is.
So
They ruin
I
everything.
know. So you're going to eat about 500 to 600 calories a day by eating these very not cookie-like cookies.
500 to 600 calories a day, and that's all you eat?
You're for breakfast, lunch, and any snacks, and then you eat a normal dinner for a total of 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day. So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, that's
it's calorie restriction, right?
Yeah, very.
But
And
I would want to restrict my calories with tastier things than a high fiber cookie
that probably doesn't taste that good.
that doesn't have a chocolate chip in it.
Yeah, definitely does not have a chocolate chip in it. That's not part of it. So that's the cookie diet, or the Hollywood cookie diet.
The disappointing cookie diet.
Yes. That's a bummer. Okay, I really, really like this one.
Okay.
I think it's pretty obvious too what it's called, but I'm just going to tell you what it's all about. You can eat whatever you want, Sharon,
What?
but you can only eat 5 bites of it.
What? What kind of diet is that?
No, really, really. So it's actually developed by an obesity doctor, and you can, actually, let me take that back. You skip breakfast and eat only 5 bites of food for lunch and 5 more for dinner.
Oh, so 5 bites total
Yeah.
of anything. So you can't have 5 bites of steak, 5 bites of your potatoes, 5 bites of your green beans. It's 5 whole bites from the entire plate.
That is it. And I mean, I don't know about you.
How big are these bites?
I think even if you took a huge bite,
I mean, I'm talking about cramming it down my throat.
Yep. If you take the biggest bites and even like calorie dense type foods, I don't even think you're probably not even going to hit 1,000 calories. Like for lunch and dinner, you're skipping
what if
breakfast.
I ate 5 bites of a butter stick?
Well, then that is gross.
I'm just asking
I just,
for a friend.
yes. Greasy stools, that's not a good thing.
Oh my gosh.
I totally just said that on our podcast. So I apologize for anybody that was grossed out by that. But don't eat 5 bites of butter. Gross.
What if you need butter? I don't know. You said calorie dense foods. So I think that butter is probably a calorie dense food.
Well, no, I'm just thinking that even if you took, how many bites of butter could you have? Let's quickly calculate that. No, I actually can't do that. So if anybody wants to calculate.
Sticks are kind of small. So maybe you're eating like a stick and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, a stick and a half of butter. What? It can't be that much. And that's for lunch and for dinner. So basically 3 sticks of butter you're having for the day. How many calories is that? Quick. I'm going to look that up. So I just don't think it's,
Yeah, it's probably not much because, yeah. All right. So this is not called the butter diet.
Negatory. It's
Okay.
called
The 5 bite diet.
Indeed it is. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's a terrible idea.
Well, but maybe some people need a little bit of, if they have a goal, they can just stick to the 5 bites. I don't know.
That sounds like a miserable goal.
Okay,
for
okay.
a miserable life.
I just want to say that 1 stick of butter is 810 calories.
Oh, okay. So it's decently calorie dense.
Yeah, but I'm going to be hungry even after eating that stick and a half of butter for lunch.
Yes, you are.
It's just not going to fill me up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Don't eat butter.
Don't do it. Next question. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
You basically encourage, this particular diet encourages people to use sedatives to stay asleep for days on end.
Oh my gosh.
So as not to eat. So as not to eat, Sharon.
So how many days on end are you supposed to sleep for?
A couple? 3?
So you just take a lot of like Ambien and
I don't think that's a good idea. We just want to say, don't do this, okay, people?
Don't do any of these diets.
Don't do any of these diets. Yeah, we should have had a disclaimer at the beginning. Don't do any of these diets. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's this one called? Like, seriously, that really is like, if you're sleeping, you're not eating. You can lose weight.
I don't know. I mean, because like you hear stories about people that take like sleeping meds, but then they like drive to Target and buy a bunch of stuff. That happened to a friend of mine.
Oh, really? Yeah. It I know that can happen. That is definitely a side effect.
It's so dangerous. The sleeping diet.
You're very close. You're very close.
Narcolepsy diet.
No, you're very close. It's the Sleeping Beauty diet.
Oh, because you'll be so beautiful and
thin,
svelte when you wake up.
And apparently, well, because sleep helps, right? Sleep makes you look better.
Who has the time? Do you not have to work? Do you not have a job? Like you're just going to take all of these pills for days?
I don't know.
It seems unsafe.
It's unsafe, people. We're
That's
just putting
unsafe.
it out there.
That is unsafe.
It's unsafe. Don't do it.
And be a productive citizen of society.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, eat a carrot. Come on.
There's other ways
That's
to lose
dumb.
weight.
Okay.
Okay. This is the next question on my... I would like to put a disclaimer that this one's really gross.
Oh, okay.
And this is definitely a bad idea. Don't do it. So what you do here is you ingest a tapeworm.
Yes. Go on.
The tapeworms eat the food you consume once it gets to your intestines. And then when you want to lose weight, you just ask for some anti-tapeworm medication. And there you go. Tapeworm in your belly.
Where do you get this tapeworm?
I think you can get them in...
like on the black market?
Yeah.
You're just like...
No, seriously, I think you can just find it on the interwebs.
Amazon doesn't sell tapeworm.
I don't think so. I cannot guarantee that.
But if they do, we'll put a link in the show notes.
Or we're not going to do that because we don't want you to do that.
Don't eat tapeworms.
That was horrifying to me, actually.
Can you feel it?
You know what? I think there are definitely... Well, I don't think you can, but... Well, no, I bet there's some pain. I bet there's some pain.
Gross.
And, it can be life-threatening, too. So just don't do it. But that's gross.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
That's nasty.
Don't jeopardize your health.
It's
for a tapeworm.
even nastier than eating a stick and a half of butter for lunch.
Or the fake cookies.
Yeah. Those are not that bad compared to the tapeworm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Gross. Okay. Are you ready for this last one?
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, this one's not as bad. Or I don't think. This diet technique was born on the interwebs, namely YouTube. So what you would do is soak some cotton balls in orange juice.
Sorry, cotton balls?
Cotton balls.
Okay.
And then you would eat said cotton balls.
Oh, why are you eating cotton balls soaked in orange juice?
I don't know.
Is this the Buddy the Elf diet? Do you remember when he eats the cotton balls?
Yes. My finger has a heartbeat.
It does.
Yeah. As you may be thinking, listeners, what in the heck are people doing? Yeah, that's what we're saying too. What in the heck are you people doing? Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do these weird things.
Because, like, think about it. I think those cotton balls could cause a blockage. I'm just saying.
Oof.
Let's
Yeah,
not.
do they break down? That doesn't break down.
Yeah, I think it's more to like it's to take up space, right?
Oof.
Gross.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad news bears.
Yeah. So, what do you think this one's called?
The cotton ball diet.
Indeed, it is.
Oh, geez.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So, that was my last question, and I would like to finish up my segment by saying, don't do any of these diets. This is ridiculous, people. It's unsafe. Okay.
Yeah, I had a friend that did the maple syrup diet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was.
Okay, wait. Let's back up for our listeners who have never heard of the maple syrup diet. What's it all about?
So the maple syrup diet was, I think you had to have like a certain grade of maple syrup. It was either grade A or grade B. It was the less processed of the two, and it had to be real maple syrup, not like the table pancake syrup.
Mrs. Butterworth?
Yeah, not that one. Even that's good. But so it was maple syrup, and you were allowed to have like some lemon juice and cayenne pepper, and there was a certain ratio. You could have a few tablespoons per meal of the maple syrup and lemon juice, and then like you basically drink it, and that was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then at night before you went to bed, you had a laxative tea.
So it's super calorie restriction,
right,
as well as diuretics,
right,
things that make you pee,
right. So and I guess like you're only supposed to be on this, it was advised that you should only be on this diet for like 2 days or 3 days. And so this particular friend of mine, the dieter, we'll call him, decided to do this diet, and he's like, well, 2 days, I'll do double the time. So he decided to do it like over the course of like a work week. So like
he's an
5
overachiever,
days.
isn't he?
Yes. So he decided to do it over the course of a work week, which was 5 days, like Monday through Friday. That's what he was going to do. And he was going to like, basically he planned on having pizza and all of these other things at the weekend, and some cheeseburgers and fries and all of this junk at the weekend. But he wanted to start the week off right on Monday by being on this diet. And so he was going along, and it was a struggle. But he did it, and come, geez, I don't even know, like Thursday, I want to say.
Day 4.
Yeah, day 4 of this horrid thing. He had decided to go into work, and he worked a later shift than, so this was a very good friend of mine. And he worked a later shift than I did, and went into work, decided to go in early because he was going to go work out. And
While he's on this crazy diet.
Right, exactly. Because that's how he rolls. And he went and got his coffee that morning, because he still drank coffee for whatever reason, which was not according to the diet, but he felt like, he's extending the diet, so he can kind of fudge a little. So he had his coffee. So he had coffee that morning, giant thing of coffee, and got to work where there is a gym, and was in the parking lot.
Oh, no.
Or no, that's right. He had just changed. So he worked out, was fine, and had changed into his work clothes. That's what it was. Changed into his work clothes. And then I get a call.
Oh, no.
And he calls me up because I've got a key to his house. And he's like, hey, when's your lunch? And he worked at like 11 o'clock, I think, something like that. And he's like, hey, when's your lunch? And I was like, I don't know, whenever. It's like in an hour or two. I don't know. And he's like, well, can you take your lunch early, and can you take a longer lunch? And I was like, well, why? He's like, I need you to go to my house and pick me up a pair of pants.
Oh, no.
I'm like, why?
Oh, no.
I'm like, I am busy. He works across town. Like, I mean, we're talking, this is like a good hour and a half out of my day that he wants me to do like right now. Because he is at work and needs to start work. So I'm like, what is your deal? And so
What happened? What happened?
he sharded. And it wasn't just a little, it was a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a lot.
Oh.
It was bad.
Oh.
Because this laxative tea that he has at night, combined with the coffee that, as we know, can sometimes get everything going. And then, you know, he has maple syrup and lemon juice and cayenne pepper. Like, that's not a good combo for... It's all a perfect storm to have this Mondo giant shart.
Oh my goodness.
And that happened. So, and I told him, like, you shouldn't be doing this diet. This is stupid. Like, don't do this. You just, you know.
He was not going to have any of that.
Yeah.
He's a go-getter.
Do something else, you know. Yeah. But yeah, he was not having it. And so that was a giant big, I told you so. And I laughed and hung up because.
You didn't get him some pants?
No, I did not. Because I was right. I told him so. And now he had to live with the consequences. So.
Wait, what did he do then?
He wore his workout shorts, which were like some basketball shorts.
And
like, his button-up shirt.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he wore to work that day.
And were people like...
He had to explain things to his boss, but his boss needed him to like get going because he had people to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a physical therapist, so he had to see like patients.
He's like, this is totally the casual Friday.
Yeah. So he's got basketball shorts and a button-up shirt on. And that happened.
Don't do that diet either.
So don't do the maple syrup diet. Don't prolong your fad diets. Don't try to tweak your own fad diet. Bad things happen.
Don't do it.
Bad things happen.
Don't do it. You know, it is crazy. Yeah. Just don't do it, people.
Yeah. I have got some experience though with a recent, I guess you could call it a fad diet.
Mm-hmm.
It might fall into that category, but I've actually had a really good experience with it.
Oh, okay.
But that's just me and my own personal experience.
What were you on?
I did the paleo diet.
Oh, okay.
So what I did was I did a Whole30. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have heard of that, but for our listeners, tell us a little bit more about what this is about.
So Whole30 is paleo, but it's a tiny bit more restrictive because you don't do any substitutes. You don't bake. You don't have those types of snacks because you can like paleo bake something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll use maple syrup or honey instead of actual like sugar.
Right.
That kind of thing. And like gluten-free flour mixes instead of having actual like real grain flour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very discouraged. So the Whole30 and paleo, it's no grain, no dairy, no sugar, no beans, like no legumes, and no alcohol.
So it sounds like it's a lot of non-processed. I mean, you want to get rid of all of the processed.
Yeah, so it's non-processed and like and anti-inflammatory for the most part.
Okay.
Because they view like things like soybeans and some other types of legumes as being inflammatory and dairy and the greens. So, yeah.
And you did okay on it?
I did beautifully on it. My body loved it. It was really hard to wean myself off of sugar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I did it for a little more than 30 days and I really liked it. And I've tried to kind of stick to paleo generally, but I've had some chronic health conditions and stuff like that I've noticed have markedly improved.
Oh.
So, but I honestly think it's a huge sugar link to that.
I think I would probably agree with you on that.
So yeah, it was really helpful. And it taught me a lot about meal planning, because you've got a plan, and to have like emergency backup foods and stuff like that.
So if you ever get a craving, when the craving hits,
just you kind of like, you know what you're going to eat that day. You know where it's going to come from. You know how you're going to get it. Like you made your lunch, or you're going to get this specific type of salad or something like that.
right?
So it's super helpful. But I liked it a lot because it focused on non-scale victories.
Oh,
Because they say that you will most likely lose weight. It's not a guarantee or anything like that.
right.
But it's just kind of being more aware of your body and how it reacts to certain foods. And once those foods are eliminated, how you're feeling and things like that. And you're not supposed to weigh yourself.
During the
that's-
entire time?
Yeah, during the entire time, you don't weigh yourself on the whole 30. And I liked that because
I love that.
It's just not scale focused. It's not body focused on
All the numbers.
the numbers and like the physical kind of vanity side of it. That's not what it's about. It's more about your relationship to food and how certain foods make you feel, and how, cutting them out makes you feel at the same time. And so it's really nice. And some of those non-scale victories are like, some of them seem really hokey, but I've noticed that I experienced a lot of them.
Oh,
I was
really?
like clear skin.
Oh, I don't think that's hokey. It's nice to have clear skin.
Like rings fitting better on your hands.
So you're not like bloated or retaining water.
Fresher breath, whiter teeth, brighter eyes. And so some of that kind of sounds a little weird, but it was a thing. And I honestly think it was probably cutting out all of that sugar, because I didn't realize how much my body needed sugar to function.
Right. There's just a lot of sugar out there.
Because I was just used to it all the time. And so you can eat a lot of the same food that you like. You just have to make it in a different way.
Like what?
Like condiments, mayo, ketchup, things like that. Like you make them, if you sweeten something, you're using maybe some fruit to sweeten it versus actual sugar.
Gotcha.
Or even honey. Getting used to drinking tea without honey, or coffee without creamer and sugar, that type of stuff.
I bet that actually would make your taste buds a little bit more alert, if that's a thing.
It does, because when I started reintroducing things, I was like, oh my gosh.
That's too sugary.
It's too sweet, or that's too rich. And I've never thought anything ever in my life has been too rich. People will be like, oh, I need some water with this, dessert, or like some milk or something like that. And I'm like, just to cut it down.
You're like,
I've
bring it
never
on.
felt that way.
Bring it on.
Even since I was a little kid, I've never felt that way. I'm like, I can eat all the chocolate. I can eat all the sugar.
All of it.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah. But like, there's other stuff that it talks about, like stress. Like you handle your stress better, your moods are better, less acid reflux, less bloating, just less tiredness, things like that. So that's what I really appreciated about the Whole30 and eating paleo or paleo-ish. That's more or less what I do now, is just paleo-ish.
So I think that's pretty cool that you have this awareness. And I think that's kind of the thing that's interesting about this whole fad diet discussion that we've had, and even all the research that we've been doing. I feel like it's just, people just need to be a little bit more aware of what they're putting into their mouths, I think.
For sure.
Because I've done, and I still do Weight Watchers, and I think that is a great program because it just gives you awareness. You can eat whatever you darn well please, but it just brings awareness to what you're eating, and you're like, is it going to be worth it?
Right. What's the cost of me eating this? Does this mean that this is all of my treats for the day, or all of my, because you have to read labels.
Yep. You read, and that's
super important, is reading labels.
People don't do that. They don't realize what they're putting into their mouths. And I think it's like anything that kind of gives you a little bit more awareness of what you're eating is a good thing. Yeah. But because I think I would be aware of, orange juice soaked cotton balls and that I was putting those into my mouth. And I like that. That's crazy to me. So eat food, eat real food.
Yep. Eat real food. Eat lots of plants.
Yeah. When you were on this diet, did they encourage exercise and stuff like that too?
They do. And I never quite got the hang of that.
Okay.
Because you have to eat a lot of fat.
Mm-hmm.
And so they encourage you to eat fat, kind of more the monounsaturated fats, like avocados, things like that. I mean, I was eating like 2 avocados a day.
Oh.
Towards that. But I love avocados and I never got sick of them.
Exactly.
And a lot of people rely on eggs on this diet and they get sick of the eggs. And I never did, actually.
I love
so
eggs.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Because I like them prepared all sorts of ways. I'm not one of them, lots of people just like them 1 or 2 ways. And I love them.
Yeah.
Runny, scrambled, omelets, whatever. Poached.
All of the above.
Yeah. So
there is an exercising portion.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they do encourage you to exercise and things like that, and to kind of account for it, to, eat a little bit more that day, either before or after.
So to have the energy to exercise, or
make sure you're eating like a good mix of like some carbs and protein and fat.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the main focus on all of your meals, is the carbs, proteins, and fat.
That's awesome.
So, it's pretty good. And like not getting those carbs from something that's fast burning, like sugar,
Mm-hmm.
It
kind of sticks around a little longer.
Yeah. So sweet potatoes, things like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I think this just brings more awareness to what you're putting into your mouth.
Yeah.
And how your body feels. Like that's another thing that with Weight Watchers or any of these other diets that are, well, they kind of call them lifestyle changes, right? That
they are.
They want you kind of what you put into your mouth, and then also kind of how you're moving your body and exercising it, or
it's important. Yeah, for sure.
Kind of the combination is important. So, but yeah, I've been on plenty of diets, but when all is said and done, it's pretty easy. It's hard to do.
It's hard to do. And we all know what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows, move more, eat a little less, eat healthier type things.
Yep.
But it's hard to put into practice.
It really is. But that was an interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your experience.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of coworkers that have done something similar. And it's interesting when other people are also on diets or restricting their diets or being very aware of what they're putting into their mouths.
It has a ripple effect on other people.
Totally does, because you know what? Those crazy, tables in the office, right? There's always a table where there's treats.
Oh my gosh, yes. Mine was our administrative assistant. Her desk is across from mine.
Oh.
And she's got all of the treats.
All of the treats. See?
And when I was doing this Whole30, I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And then I did notice that, because I dig into that candy bowl all the time, but I stopped, and I had to stop myself, and I was keeping like some fruits and nuts and things like that stockpiled at my desk. And I've noticed that there was a few people that kind of stopped going over so much. Oh, so it was kind of cool, because I wasn't talking about it a lot, but I was talking about it, because I wasn't going out to lunch with my coworkers anymore. And they're like, oh, what's the deal? And so I was like, well, we can go out. Like, I just need to have somewhere that has, these types of food. Like, I need a salad with some protein on it and stuff like that. And so I had some specifications that we'd talk about, and I just talked about wanting to kind of get to know more about how my relationship is with food. And so it was cool.
It makes people more aware. It's helpful.
Yeah.
There was a spell in our office where several people were on one particular challenge, food challenge kind of a thing, similar to your, the Whole30. They were doing the Whole Life Challenge.
Oh yeah.
Really awesome. That one was also pretty awesome, because they restricted a lot of different things that would mess with your body, like the sugars, the processed things, processed foods. And I was doing Weight Watchers and on this other health challenge with another friend. And so our office was so healthy.
Nice.
It was awesome.
No treats.
Yeah.
No treat table.
It was, there was no treat table, or else if we had treats, they were really great treats. Like, they were healthy treats. I think we had a guac day one day.
Oh, yum.
And once again, it was like, that's not too bad if you just don't have too much of it. And so, yeah, and it was good for their diet. It was fine. It was good for our diet. It was just funny. We all lost a lot of weight.
Nice.
It was great.
That's exciting.
So find a friend if you are wanting to, embark on a diet or a lifestyle change. It really helps.
Yeah. Find a friend. Do it with a friend.
Yay.
Give each other encouragement.
Yay. You can do it.
Woo.
Our podcast is brought to you by our awesome and food-loving sponsors. I think you guys have heard that we're having a swag box giveaway. If you leave us an iTunes rating and review, you'll be entered to win one of our 10 swag boxes full of some of these awesome goodies that we're about to talk about today. And who is our first sponsor, Sharon?
Our first sponsor is Light and Sweet by the Clear Company.
Oh.
They are a sugar substitute. It's a 1-to-1 sugar substitute, and it's made from erythritol and xylitol.
Yep. We were able to go to their factory and kind of get a little bit of a personal tour and chat with one of their R&D scientists.
Research and development.
Thanks, Sharon, for clarifying. So we were able to see what they do there, and that they have this mission to bring xylitol, which is a natural sweetener, and introduce it to those folks that could use it and they would benefit from. So because it has a lower glycemic index, it's great for baking. Like you said, Sharon, it's a good 1-to-1. You can substitute 1-to-1 your sugar for this light and sweet. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it's perfect for if you're especially diabetic or have blood sugar problems at all. It's lovely for that kind of thing. We've had cupcakes and cookies, both made with the light and sweet, and you can't even tell.
Yeah.
It's so good. It tastes like sugar. It's not unnaturally sweet like other natural sweeteners. The erythritol and xylitol are sugar alcohols, and light and sweet is made from non-GMO corn.
Yeah. And we actually attended a really fun event. It was kind of a cupcake wars, and this is where we tasted the cupcakes that were made from light and sweet.
So good.
And the contestants, the sugar that they had to use for everything was this light and sweet. And when we were given one of these cupcakes to try, we were blown away.
Anne-Marie and Chloe did such a good job.
Oh my gosh, they did amazing at the Everything Food Conference, but this was awesome. They made this amazing cupcake, and I would not even know for a second that it did not have sugar in it.
No, it was a gourmet cupcake
Yeah.
that you would pay, $8 in a bakery for. It was so good.
Yeah, it was pretty darn amazing. So, well, the folks that are going to be winning one of these swag boxes are going to get one of their 1-pound bags of light and sweet, so you can try it in your home as well, and let us know what you think about it. But we want all of our awesome listeners to benefit as well. So we have a coupon code for you guys, a discount code.
And that is Hungry10. And that's Hungry10. And you can enter that promo code when you order light and sweet online at clear.com. And that will give you 10% off any purchase. And you can use it for multiple purchases until August 31st.
That's pretty awesome. So get going, you guys. They are an awesome sponsor, and we're so glad to partner with them. And our next sponsor this week is going to be Smith's Food and Drug. So Sharon, I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
Lee and I, my husband Lee and I, we go to Smith's probably every single day. It's true.
For those of you that think she's exaggerating, she isn't. Most of the people at her local Smith's Food and Drug store know their name and know their daughter's name.
It's because they have everything, and we love them. And the cool thing is they've given to the swag box some of their new private selection loose leaf teas.
They're so good.
Yeah, and these pretty little tins. And so we just can't say enough good about the private selection. They're kind of their upper line of the Kroger brand foods that they have. So
these teas are lovely though. They're loose leaf teas. They're beautiful and they're so tasty.
Yep.
If you're a tea drinker like I am, You are going to love these. Some of them are cranberry blood orange, berry and ancient flower, and lavender Earl Grey. Oh, so good.
Yeah. So we're super excited for them. I know that some of our listeners are going to be in the areas where Smith's Foods and Drugs are available, or maybe a Kroger store is available. But
or Fry's or Ralph's.
Yep, exactly. So go check them out. They are an awesome sponsor for our podcast, and we're excited to partner with them.
Let's have a food fight.
Food fight, food fight, food fight, food fight.
This is the segment where you can email us with your relationship questions relating to food. You can email us at hungrysquared@gmail.com.
Disclaimer, we are in no way professional relationship experts, but you should totally listen to us anyway. If you need professional help, please seek it out.
Food fight, the food fight segment of the show. Here we go.
So what's the question this week, Winter?
Okay, well, Sharon, when I busted open the email this week, it was kind of a long one.
Oh, all right.
But I'm really excited to talk about this one because it kind of has a little bit to do with our watching and being aware of what you put into your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is what this lovely lady wrote to us. It says, "Dear Hungry Squared ladies." I like that.
Nice.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
My fiance's parents are lovely and nice people, and they are excellent cooks. But whenever we go over to their home for dinner, which is a couple times a month, they insist on putting more on my plate whenever I finish eating. I love their food, but honestly, I'm not going to fit in this wedding dress come October.
Oh, dang.
And then she wrote, "Help! I need strategy, Sharon and Winter. Help! Sincerely, getting a muffin top." Okay, that's a tough one.
Gaining a muffin top, gaining a new family.
I know, that's tough.
Decisions.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think, Sharon?
So these are her in-laws?
No, they're the to-be in-laws.
Okay,
future
right.
in-laws.
Future in-laws.
And it looks like she's getting married in October. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
That is awesome.
We're so excited for you.
Yeah. And clearly her in-laws love her. They're inviting her over a few times a month for dinner.
Yeah. I think that's
okay.
So they're close with their family. Gosh, that's tough. Have you ever been in that situation?
I've been in a few situations where people just keep forcing food on you.
And so how did you get out of it?
Oh, it can be tricky depending on the people.
Right.
I mean, sometimes I'll be blunt with people and you can be, and then sometimes you have to just kind of skirt around the issue. And you can feign sickness or allergies or tons of things.
So you're telling her to lie?
Not necessarily. I'm just saying, like, what if she thinks that she's not going to fit in the wedding dress? I mean, the wedding dress has already been purchased.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in-laws, especially future in-laws who are probably, they seem like nice people. They're probably paying for a little bit of the wedding.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, bride's family pays for some, groom's family pays for this,
something,
that, and the other.
right?
Yeah. I think they can appreciate that, like, she doesn't want to ruin her investment. So you could play that angle.
Yeah. You're like, you're spending a lot of money on me.
Yeah.
You want this to look good.
Right. You want me to be healthy to give you some grandchildren soon.
Oh, dang.
I don't know.
You're pulling the grandkid card.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could do that too. There's a couple different angles you could approach this.
Yeah. That's a rough one.
What about you? What do you think?
So I've had this happen to me once or twice, and I've eaten some pretty nasty stuff because of it.
Yeah.
Like when you're a guest at somebody's house, you don't want to offend them. And I think maybe it's from the culture that I grew up in, you're just going to eat what's on your plate.
Right.
So that's tough. Here's one of my tips I have found to be helpful. Leave a little bit left on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
As to indicate that you are
stuffed.
You are stuffed. You have savored and eaten. They're wonderful cooking. It sounds like they're wonderful cooks, which is great.
Yeah.
But leave a little left over, even though you really want to eat that last couple of bites. Don't do it.
No, like if you clean your plate, people will always think that you're still hungry and want more.
Yep. So don't do that.
Yeah.
The second thing I find to be extremely helpful, and now that you know that you're in this dilemma, getting a muffin top, I would maybe recommend eating at a slower pace.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes people finish up early, or you're fast and you eat quickly, and they're like, wait a second, we're not done eating, but her plate is empty. We just can't have her sitting there.
Right. That's kind of awkward when you're eating at different paces and stuff.
So I say eat a little more slowly.
Yeah, you could do that by talking a lot.
Yeah.
I find if I have stories to share with people that I haven't seen in a while and you go out to dinner, you end up eating at a different pace because you're doing the talking.
Yeah.
And the other person is close to finish and you still have, at least half of your stuff.
Yeah. And you're just like, and then once everybody's gotten their seconds or thirds or whatever, then if that's what everybody does in the family, then you're like, oh, I'm still working. Like I'm only halfway done. So and you just keep eating at your leisurely pace. And girlfriend, that muffin top is going to be gone.
That's right. I think you could also help prepare the food. Maybe if that's an option.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in that you can kind of skirt around eating so much. Like you helped prepare it. Maybe you've tasted a few things.
Oh, and you can say.
So your mother-in-law, your future mother-in-law kind of sees it from that angle. And because because I've been in some situations where the host isn't necessarily eating a lot, but they're forcing the food on you because they think that you don't eat enough or whatever, that kind of thing. But if you're in there with them and making the food
together,
like that can kind of make a difference there. And like, because it kind of seems like you're on board with this food too, and this is normal for you, and to make this, to eat this way and stuff like that. And so then you can kind of eat their same types of portions. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like I put my work and sweat into it, and I'm going to eat. It's not a special meal that future mother-in-law made specifically for you that she wants you to eat in order to give approval or.
Right. It just becomes a more normal thing.
Yeah.
It just becomes a more normal thing. And so you're part of the preparation. You're part of eating it too, but it's not like she's gone to some great lengths for you or anything like that.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart
So
thinking.
that could be an idea as well.
The last thing I was probably going to mention that has been really helpful is that once I'm done, so it's always nice to help clean up.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm about done and I kind of finish up, I'm getting close to finishing up. I'm like, oh, that was wonderful. Hey, can I take your plate? Looks like you're done too. And you just start moving things away, and you're part of the cleanup crew now. You're not sitting at the table.
Instead of automatically assuming that if somebody's plate is cleared, they want seconds. If somebody's plate is cleared, it needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to say that you just get bonus points for helping clean up too with the future in-laws. Just saying.
Yeah, you do.
So it's very gracious to help out because they've prepared this beautiful meal for you.
Right. They're having it at their house.
Mm-hmm. And so helping clean up is always a nice thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Don't be a jerk. Just help clean up.
Right.
There's plenty of work for people to do.
Right. Always.
I feel like those are some good strategies. And then I guess the only other thing I would say is that if they keep insisting and there's food always appears on your dish, then maybe you should just work out more. I don't know.
You could have an honest conversation with them about it too.
Yeah,
and just say like recruit your mother-in-law to be your diet buddy.
Oh yeah,
good. Like with the fad diets, or not a fad diet. Don't recruit your mother-in-law to do the werewolf diet with you or anything. But like, yeah, do some research and say, hey, mother-in-law, let's go walking twice a week and we'll check in with each other about what we're eating.
Oh, and then she'll be more aware of not pushing it on you.
Right. Recruit your mother-in-law to help you fit into that wedding dress.
I think she would be all for that.
Yeah. She would love it.
She would love it.
That could be a bonding experience for you both.
It really could. It could also be a little scary. So
Sure.
depends on your future mother-in-law.
But if you act like you're not scared, she won't be scared. Right? That's how that works.
Oh, right.
It's like animals in the wild.
Right. Don't show any fear. Look them in the eye. No.
They're just as scared of you as you are of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we gave her some good strategies.
Yeah. Let us know how it works out.
Yeah, we would love to see you in your lovely wedding dress. I think that would be
Yes.
awesome because, nobody wants a muffin top in their wedding dress.
No.
Not cool.
Although, depending on the cut of your wedding dress, I don't think you're going to see it.
Yes. But,
So- Whatever.
whatever.
What a shit. Send us a picture of you in the wedding dress. We want to see.
Maybe the thing is that we should say, maybe you should get a corseted type of a wedding dress.
There you go. Get some Spanx.
Get some
If all else fails, get some Spanx. If you've got to eat 3 portions of super good food, just buy some Spanx.
I think we've done our job here.
There you go. Well, thanks for joining our show today in our food nerdery and talk. You can find us at hungrysquared.com, on iTunes and on Stitcher. Please leave us a rating on iTunes because that will help other people find our podcast.
We appreciate all the folks who have already given us a rating. We love you guys. You guys are thebomb.com. So we appreciate it so much.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hungry squared, yeah, hungry squared.